Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. We're going to be in the book of Luke, chapter 2, verses 16 through 20. 16. And they came with haste and found Mary and Joseph and the babe lying in a manger. 17. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying which was told them concerning this child. 18. And all they that heard it wondered at those things which were told them by the shepherds. 19. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. 20. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, as it was told unto them. Mary took it on faith, what she had heard and what she experienced herself, but had not yet come to fully accept or understand. Just like us, it may be hard for us sometimes too, in the face of God's majesty and his power, to simply accept these miracles that he bestows upon us, these blessings that he gives us. However, take Mary as an example, who was entrusted with perhaps accepting the greatest miracle of all. We should all take all these things and ponder on them in our hearts till the truth is revealed. Could you imagine being told in those days, being a woman who was betrothed, hadn't yet got married, that now she was going to give birth to a child? People were stoned to death. See, we all remember, it's like, oh, Mary is the blessed of all women, and oh, an angel come to her and told her that she was going to be carrying the Lord's child. We forget the horrific story behind it. Mary being stoned to death. We got to see God behind the story. Not that he just blessed her with giving birth to a child, his son, but the blessing that he kept being, the protection over her from being killed, stoned to death. If we think, can you imagine how quickly the word of the mouth gets around now? Without even technology, still the best way to get a word around is by word of mouth. And even with all the computers and technologies that we have, sometimes things that don't even get on the internet still gets around faster by word of mouth than it does by all this technology that we have. Now, in those days, people was in different cities, and even though they didn't have the internet, it took them a good while to get from one place to the other because they had to walk. News still traveled very, very fastly. And you know, people talk. People are very quick to talk about somebody, especially when it's juicy and it's gossipy. Now imagine her just coming up and just showing up pregnant. Not only that, but she gets betrothed and she goes what? And takes off to her cousin's house. And then comes back to her hometown pregnant. Oh yeah, sure you wasn't with another person, Mary. Imagine the mouths on people. The faith that she had, how she had to hold her head up high. God does a lot of miracles. There's this woman that just recently, for everybody known, she's been handicapped pretty much all her life because as a child, she was hit by the drunk driver. and has been paralyzed her whole entire life, and she's gone to many revivals. She's seen me, the people that said, "Oh, you know, I'm going to tell you to get up and walk, my child, and you shall walk," and she didn't. They dropped her flat on her face, that she really disliked going to those things. But just one more time, she went after all these years. And you know, when they showed her walking to her mama's house, that chick had on high heels. Could you imagine that? I don't know why that just made me laugh when I seen that. Not I was laughing at her, but I can get it. I get it though. I get it. She'd been in that chair, been wanting to walk, and then when she found, and not only this, it wasn't just the fact that she was a girl who decided to wear high heels. It was the fact that most people cannot walk in heels who's been walking their whole lives. And to prove that she can walk, she was like, "Let me show you. I'm going to wear these high heels. Let me show you what my God did. Let me show you the miracles that God put on my life. Not only am I walking, but look at me walking these heels, y'all. Isn't God good? Isn't God great?" And that's why I laughed. And that's why I smiled, because look at God. Look at his power. That story has a lot of meaning to it. The story of never giving up, to keep on trying. And God hears you and he sees you. And there is nothing too great for him. There's many people of us who sit here and believe in the miracle of God. We read it, and we would say to ourselves, "Man, I wish I could heal people. I wish I could do that. I wish I had that ability to prophesy or to heal and stuff." But even though we strongly believe that, when it comes down to it, yet do we really truly believe? Are we hesitant when he asks us to do the very things that these people are doing? Because there's some of the people out there that have the trust and the faith, and they believe they see. But then when God asks them, "Okay, I want you to go over there and talk to that person over there." "Lord, I can't. I don't know what to say." "Oh, no, not me." The hesitation. Or you have to ponder, you have to take it all in and consider all the things that's being told to you. It is a lot. Any kind of miracle is always a great miracle. But even the ones who's going through it and has to do it, it still takes them a step back to like, "Oh, wow. Is this really happening to me? God, are you really asking me to go do that? Are you really asking me just to say this? What if it don't happen? What if I go over there and I say these things, and then, Lord, where's your faith?" Maybe when God's speaking you to do those things, if you've been told to go do such things and you've said these very things, "God, no, no, no." He's working on your faith. He's working on you to trust yourself and to trust him. That obviously he has faith in you enough to tell you to go do these things, that you can. He's showing you how much faith you have, because we all love to say we believe and, "Oh yes, I trust and I believe." But when it comes down to it, do we have the faith enough to step in to do and to be obedient when he asks us to do these things? "Oh, God wouldn't choose me. I'm just this guy. I'm just this sinner. I'm this person." No, man. Those are for certain people who have that God just truly loves, and he favors them, and that's why they prophesy, and that's why they heal and stuff. He couldn't be talking to me. He is talking to you. And he's working on your faith and believing that you are worthy, and that he gave you the power to not only prophesy and to heal, but to overcome the devil and his lies. You have the power through God. You can do all things in Christ. Just some of us is too busy taking a step back and being like in awe shocked. When God's doing that, He's teaching you to walk in faith. He's growing you in faith.